All right. Day 2 of practice. Let's rock and roll. All right, so last and final day of practice. I came over to the east side of Lake Kissimmee, and I got this from my research and from watching videos and all kinds of other stuff. This area right here is known for big fish during this time of the year. It's a little windy right now. It's a little breezy. Got a lot of chop on the water. I'm not going full speed with my Torpedo, but the wind's going to be pretty much dead tomorrow, or pretty low tomorrow. So it'll be a nice fast run out to where I want to go. I got about a 2-mile run, and then it should be, it should be really good tomorrow. If I can find fish here, this will be where I fish tomorrow, and then the second day of the tournament, I'll fish that lake where I found fish yesterday. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to see whether this boat right here is going to run over me or not. Look at this idiot. Oh, he just saw me. He's a little cold. He must be from down here in Florida. It ain't that cold. But he didn't have to run so close. He was coming straight at me until about 100 yards, then he saw me. It's like he wasn't even paying attention. Goodness gracious. Oh, and you guys that worry about, these sit-on tops filling with water and sinking, that one just filled with water and it's going right out the scupper holes. And for the record, I don't mind boats coming close to me. I really don't. It doesn't bother me at all. I just turn into their wake and I nose in and I go over top of them. It's when they don't see me I get worried. I got big old giant American flag flying. I got a power pole up high and everything else. I got my green lights on. I don't know why he didn't see me, but oh my gosh almighty. So yeah, I don't worry too much about them coming close. These boats are so stable. As soon as I make this turn, I'll be able to speed up a little bit though. All right, so before I forget, one of the things I do the entire day, specifically because it's this time of the year when the bass want to move up and spawn, is I'm always looking at the water temperature and trying to remember what the water temperature was where I've been. And I do that all day long, and I'm looking for those nice warm 62, 64 on up. I mean, the warmest water temperature I can find is what I'm looking for. I'm also looking for the cleanest water. But right now we got 62.1, so I remember that, and I just continually am looking at the temperature on my fish finder, just to make sure, just to see see if I'm in the warmest water, and if I start getting bit, I really pay attention to it. So hope that makes sense. Uh-oh, this may be a little bit bigger than I thought it was. This one might be a little bigger than I thought it was. The trick is I've got it wrapped around some lily pads, and the trick is to not try to get its face up against the pads. Yeah, he's a good sized fish. I gotta get my paddle out, because we are going the wrong way. Really? What is the deal? Well, that was a cluster. But that's why. Whew. My goodness. Look at that bruiser. All right, 4 feet deep. Water's kind of dirty. Yeah. 21 inches. Not bad at all. All right. Whew. All right. Oh. Now that's a good fish to start on, and I'm gonna bend my hook down, not catch anymore. Not bad. There she goes. All right, so about 4 feet deep. So I'm gonna remember that. About, the water isn't super clear, it's all right, but I think they're just moving into spawn maybe. But I was doing exactly what I did over in the last one. You throw way, or in the last lake yesterday, you throw way past them, you drag it up to the base of the pads, and you just slowly creep it, is all I did. And she thumped it pretty hard, and she wasn't gonna let go, so I'm just gonna kind of work the area around and just try to get more bites. And if I can get multiple bites here, that means there's, you know, a good sizable school of fish in this area. And man, if they're all that big, it's gonna be nice, real nice. All right, so let me see if I can better explain what my technique, or what I did this morning. Not really a technique, but I came out here. The sun hadn't got up good, so I wasn't too much concerned with not getting bites. I was more looking for that ideal water and the kind of cover that I'm looking, you know, that I want to see. But I started out deeper and wasn't getting any bites, but wasn't really feeling it. Moved up real shallow just to kind of get that contrast. You know, what is the water like deep and what's the water like shallow? And then I fished a little bit, and there really wasn't any life up there shallow. I mean, I was watching these crappie fishermen and they weren't catching squat either. So I decided I'd just drift back out until I got to, you know, 4 to 4.5 to 5 feet, kind of like I was yesterday, and just started dragging around the scattered lily pads that are out here. And that's when that one bit. So you know, you mark it in your head and you just slow down and fish the area a little bit more efficiently, and you know, that's where I'm at right now. So that's promising though. 21-inch fish. 5 of those tomorrow. People are gonna be hurting. There's a bite. Hard to tell how big he is. Still on it. Tried to shake him loose. Let me go over and see him. So they're in here. All right. Let's go over to another little patch and see. All right, guys, let me show you what I'm doing real quick. I don't want to hook any more fish, so I'm tying on one of these little hitchhikers. Just a little screw. Tying that on. And I'm taking my worm, screwing the head of it into that. Just like that. Bring the peg down. Hook this worm. I guess I'm gonna go make sure I got enough black and blue worms. That's crazy. So in Florida, it's either black and blue or it's June bug. And it's pretty cool. But I brought a lot more June bug this week than I did black and blue. So I'm just gonna have to make sure I got enough. I should. I packed a bunch of soft plastics. But the only thing I've gotten bit on this week is black and blue. Nice. I got a fish on and I'm just leading him around. See if I can bring him up here and see how big he is. Oh, let go. All right. He wasn't gonna let go. All right, so these lily pads are isolated. I mean, there's nothing around them. I'll turn around and show you guys. There's nothing around them. And you got a point right here. Sticks out a little bit further. There's another one over there I haven't cast to yet. But you got a point right there. And he was sitting right on the edge of that point. I casted well past it. I drug really slow, got up to it, and as soon as I touched the root of isolated patches of lily pads. So this area's got me excited. All right, so I'm going to a smaller patch of lily pads. If I get bit on this one, then I shut this pattern down and I'm gonna go further out and see if I can find something on a moving bait or just something further out. Because there is plenty to fish right here. There is no doubt. If they biting, I'm catching 5 tomorrow. 5 good ones. I'll show you guys something. So I want to come out here and check the outside. And so the wind's blowing this direction, been blowing this direction all morning. And so I went out to the deeper water just to see, try to figure out whether there's bait or fish or something out here. And I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but it is considerably dirtier water out here because the wind's been blowing this direction and blowing all the dirty water, all the silt and sediment off the bottom in the shallow water, been pushing it out here. And as the current pushes it out here, it gets dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. And so I am not catching fish. There's nothing out here. So I'm gonna go push right back up to where I see the same water clarity as I saw where I was catching those fish. And I'm gonna try to find a different area. So it's gonna be a water clarity thing. It's gonna be a depth thing. There's a lot of little pieces that go into this puzzle, but I really do feel like that area, or that, if I can find that water clarity and find pads, then I'll catch fish. So just gonna go kind of zoom up just a little bit and try to get to that same, the same little depth, same everything. Duplicate it, that's all you try to do. Well, it is now 2:30. I haven't caught a fish since 12:30, or haven't gotten a bite since, well, 11:30. So it's been 3 hours. I'm a little worried. This place has got big fish, just not a lot of them. I think I can get 5 bites. I think I can get 5 good bites. Question is, do I want to get 5 good bites tomorrow or the second day of the tournament? I'm gonna let the weather be a big factor in that. If it's blowing tomorrow, which it's not supposed to be, but the weather's been kind of screwy, or they haven't been able to predict it anyway. But if the wind's gonna blow tomorrow, I'm gonna be on the little lake. If the wind is gonna be dead tomorrow, I'm gonna be here. But either way, I just gotta figure out what day I wanna catch the big ones here. The small lake, I can catch a lot of quality. I just don't think I can catch like 20-inch plus bass. The goal is to get 100 inches. Matter of fact, in just a second, I'm gonna tell you, kind of give you a rundown of kayak tournaments. But anyway, my goal is to catch 100 inches a day. If I can get between 90 and 100, I'm happy, but 100 inches a day will win this thing. But we'll just see. Like I said, and I just got to make decisions. I know where there's fish. The problem is right here, it's just one little area that I've been getting bites. Literally 100 yards across, to 100 by 100 yards. And so I can get 5 bites, but that's about it. So, all right, let me tell you a little bit about kayak tournaments. All right, so let me explain a little bit about kayak tournaments. For you boaters and people who have never followed for kayak tournaments, it's a length thing. It's your 5 longest fish. So we have a measuring board. Let me get mine out. We have a measuring board with a bump, a little bump board, and it's a catch, photo, release. We catch the fish, we lay them on the bump board, we hold the camera up above, the phone up above the bump board, take as many pictures as we can, check and make sure everything is right. The fish has to be oriented correctly. And there's pretty detailed rules on KBF's website on how to do that. But no, head this way, mouth closed. No, you can't pinch the tail. You just lay him out on the board. You get him to go as long as he possibly can without breaking any rules, and then start taking pictures. Then check your pictures before you release the fish. Make sure the nose to tail is in there. Make sure the identifier is in there. We have an identifier that we get the night before the whatever day we're fishing, so it prevents people from cheating and catching fish 2, 3, 4 days before and then entering in the tournament. There's a lot of checks and balances. It's very rare that we get cheaters, but it happens. It happens with all tournaments. But we take pictures, best 5, end of the day, win. We submit it using an app called TourneyX, and yeah, I'll show a little bit about that tomorrow when I'm done, and that's why I suggest you guys join KBF and then start fishing the challenges. That way you can get all the mistakes and all of the little mishaps that happen out of the way without spending a whole lot of money, but you're still fishing a tournament. You hold the fish. A lot of times when you're holding the fish will flop. You got to figure out what to do to prevent the fish from flopping in the water. Practice netting your fish, practice fighting the fish in the kayak, anchoring down, a bunch of different things that you can do by fishing the challenges, and then you can start fishing for the big money. So, because as far as I know, kayak tournament, the prize money keeps going up and up and up, and it won't be long till we're seeing huge prizes like the one a couple of years ago for $100,000 for the KBF National Championship. But anyway, guys, well, like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out of the water, go and catch some fish, and have a great day. We'll see you.